So this is the kind of riding that I like to do, except for having all the cars in front of me. And the touring bike is perfect for it. And that's what most people are riding. They're riding on the road. So why do we buy adventure bikes? Well, we buy adventure bikes for various reasons. We buy adventure bikes because we really want to ride off-road and we want to go on some pretty untrodden routes. And adventure bikes are great for that. They have more suspension and they have more options for tires that will grip when you're off the road. But if you just want to go to a campground, and that's what I do, I just want to go to a campground when I'm touring, then I don't think you need an adventure bike. I'm going to argue that you could do it on a touring bike. So right here, I'm leaving the paved road. Just like this little car, I'm not made for this kind of road, but I can handle it. But I'm going to head up this logging road and show you that a normal bike can do it on street tires. These are Road 6. Now, these are one of the best street tires you can get. They are not made for this, and they're going to roll around. There's no grip. There's no grooves to allow gravel and sand. If I hit a big sandy patch, I might be really out of luck. And you never know on a logging road what you're going to get. I've had logging roads where they were going along like this, and then somewhere you hit a patch where it's all really loose. But that only goes for 10 or 20 meters. I'm doing 46 up here. I'm actually breaking the speed limit. Right? If I was going to a campsite, I'd be fine. Now, I'd have more weight on the bike, that's true. But I handled roads like this last summer on my Arizona tour. No problem. Now, I know this road very well because it's in my neighborhood. So if I get all the way up about 7 kilometers up here, there's a dogleg hairpin turn, and it's quite loose. So that'll be the most challenging part. Unless I hit snow, which really I'll turn back. And I'd turn back on another bike too. There's no need for an adventure bike just to handle a well-maintained logging road. It's not the ground clearance. It's really the suspension and the tires that make the difference. It's a sunny Saturday, so it's busy up here. Remember, I'm not talking about doing a BDR. I'm not that crazy. I'm just talking about riding down the highway for a couple 100 miles and then finding a campsite. And the best campsites are usually a little bit off the road. And the other advantage to an adventure bike is the more upright seating position. That's what a lot of people really like about it. But I put in bar risers on this bike, and now I'm more or less upright. This one's a bit muddy. I think it was snowy here the last time I was up, so that's just only a couple of weeks ago. See, even the traction control isn't giving me a hard time. And on the Africa Twin, if it was on the most sensitive setting, it was really hard. It would cut in. Can't turn off the ABS, of course, which could be an issue when I get to the hairpin where it's very loose. I'll see. Okay, I'm almost there. You know, and I'll take it easy. That's what, you know, it's not about proving something that I can do anything that I could do on an adventure bike. On an adventure bike, I'd give it the beans and have fun. Here, I just want to get to my theoretical campsite. feel it slipping around there. That was a bit challenging. So here's where it gets steep and loose, which is the two things that I don't like. And you can see people have skidded a lot here. But I'm just taking it easy, rolling down. Once I get around the corner, it's straight. I know the road here. It'd be different, I guess, if I was unfamiliar with it. But I'm just going straight down here. Not too much brake, only black brake. Watch where the gravel is not. I'm trying to stay on the bare part. Keep my momentum from gaining too much. And then I'm just going to roll down here. I have to say there's a little distortion from the windscreen, and it makes it look like the road is bent. So that's a bit of a problem just for this bike. But there, that was the worst part. Now there's more. I just don't know if I might hit some snow and have to turn back. Snow on the road ahead. I'm just staying off the frozen part. And then I'm going to go straight across that bridge. Yeah, and that's the worst of it. There's no more issues with loose, steep gravel. The only thing that remains to be determined is whether or not there's snow on the road, because up ahead there's some sections that are in the forest and don't get much sunlight. Where do I want to compromise? You're riding an adventure bike with a 21-inch front wheel. You're compromising all day long in the handling on the highways, on the back roads that are paved, on the twisties that we all enjoy. But you don't need a Jeep to come here. You can drive this in your mom's Toyota Corolla. Wow, that's a beautiful view. See those mountains way in the distance? That's where I'm going to be in 2 weeks on Vancouver Island, riding in the Sayward Roadbook Rally. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, because I'll be doing that, be posting that video in probably about a month, mid-May, and then I'll be back up there for the July long weekend, when I spend 4 days riding in Gold River. Not on this bike, this will be on my CRF 250. And then I'm going to take a tour up through the Caribou, and I'll be gone, and I'll put all that in a couple of different videos. So I'm planning to go to Utah, and I'm going to ride some interesting places there. I'm not going to do the crazy off-road Utah, Moab stuff, but there may be some roads that I ride that are unpaved. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this forest, dripping with green, dappled sunlight through the trees. I'm going to come around the corner and go across a little bridge, and I'll be back to pavement. A lot of potholes here. Okay, there's always a pothole right by the bridge. I don't know what it is about coming off of something that's flat and hitting the first gravel, but anyways, that's it. And the pavement, I'm back to the pavement.